Won't you take me back to Tennessee?
The award-winning Tennessee WildCast is on the air with the latest info about hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. This episode is brought to you by GSM Outdoors, whose vision is to preserve the sportsman's legacy, fuel innovation, and enable the next generation of outdoor enthusiasts. Think outside. That's where you'll find us. Now, make welcome your host, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee WildCast. We're glad you're tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We have a great show lined up for you today, and we are on location at Flintville Hatchery.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this one, Jason.
That's Don King, my co-host, and yes, we are excited to be here today to talk all things trout, talk all things winter trout stockings.
I'm embarrassed to say that the almost 25 years I've worked here full-time, I've never been to the hatchery, so today's a big day for me.
Yeah, my first time too.
Yeah.
I'm excited to explore the grounds here and see what the guys are up to. But it's so far I'm enjoyed the visit. It's a great facility. They're growing some good-looking trout. And
I've enjoyed the fruits of their labors for many years. So
that's right.
It's always nice to see where they come from.
That's right. So Don, before we jump in and introduce these guys, do you want to share a radio station?
Yeah, just a little bit down the road in Cowan. I understand it's about 20 minutes from here. WZYX has been on our side for many years. They were our first, we call them our flagship. They were the first station to put our podcast on the air, radio airwaves in Tennessee. So we appreciate them. 6 a.m. Saturday mornings, you can tune us in on the radio. And we appreciate our other radio partners as well.
Yes, we do. 6 a.m., that's a great time for fishermen and hunters up and at it, getting out in the woods.
That's right.
Chasing fish. So thank y'all for listening there, and thank WZYX for carrying us on that station. Don, today we have Connor Ballard with us. He's the Rivers and Streams Biologist out of Region 3, and Steven Day is the Hatchery Manager here at Flintville. So guys, thank y'all for being here.
Thanks for happy to be here.
I'm looking forward to diving in and learning more about what's going on here in the winter trout program, but first let's dive into what you guys are up to and learn a little bit about you guys and kind of how you ended up where you are with the agency. Connor, let's start with you. Did you grow up in Tennessee and have the fishing bug from a young age? Did you think you were going to be in fisheries?
Yeah, grew up in Tennessee, from Signal Mountain, Tennessee. From a young age was, avid angler. My family spent a lot of time camping, hunting, fishing in Tennessee.
Awesome. But
yeah, as a young kid, I was just a really avid angler and, spent time fishing Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Tennessee River, Cherokee National Forest. So those were kind of my stomping grounds as far as fishing.
So some good stomping grounds.
Oh, man, yeah.
But yeah,
lots
of trout fishing. I loved fishing for native brook trout. That was kind of one of the things that I loved to do.
Oh, nice.
Fished for bass as well on the Tennessee River down there around Chattanooga. And then I think in high school I went and volunteered with the fisheries department in Great Smoky Mountains National Park and just loved that. And I just remember doing that and, being outside and working with fish all day. And I was like, if this is a career, they'll pay me to do this. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Can you remember who your leader was that excursion?
So that was with Matt Culp and Caleb Abramson.
Okay.
And Matt Culp is still there with Great Smoky Mountains National Park. So it's kind of
nice.
Kind of come full circle and get to work with them as well.
That's neat.
So you discovered at a young age that's what you wanted to do, and it took you to Montana, right?
Yes. Graduated high school and knew that I wanted to go somewhere else and just see more of the country. And at the time, I was an avid trout angler, and Montana it's a great spot for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had a good program with Fish and Wildlife and just all the trout fishing opportunities. So I went out there for my bachelor's degree and just enjoyed trout fishing, elk hunting, waterfowl hunting out there, and then graduated from Montana State with my bachelor's, and then spent some time just working as a seasonal fisheries technician, various spots. I worked for Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks, Montana State University, Idaho Fish and Game, Yellowstone National Park, and then worked out there for a little bit after I graduated and ended up with an opportunity to go to grad school at Tennessee Tech.
Brought you home.
Yeah, came back for a really cool project that was funded by TWRA. So.
Yeah, awesome. So you've been with the agency for a little while now, and doing great work in Region 3. I know I've heard good things about the stuff you're doing out there, and appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love working in Region 3.
Yeah. Well, Steven, tell us a bit about yourself. You grew up here in Tennessee, right?
That's right. I grew up Dayton, Tennessee, the famous Lake Chickamauga. Grew up hunting, fishing in that area. Similar to most of us, we spent our childhood doing those things. I always thought I'd pursue that Tennessee wildlife officer opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
Graduated high school, wound up at Tennessee Tech, fell into the fisheries division, doing volunteer work through the Mike Jolly and Perry Massengill and them on Region 3 reservoirs. So pursued that degree and done a summer internship with Del Hollow National Fish Hatchery. Fell into the trout fishery side.
Yeah.
After graduating Tech, spent a year or two trying to pursue a career and get on with the agency, and I landed a technician position right here at Flintville Hatchery in 2012. And then the opportunities just continued to present themselves through the agency. I went through, transferred to a warm water hatchery as a technician, went to the reservoir crew as a technician, trying to get as much fisheries experience as I could. And then landed a manager on the Streams crew here in Region 2. And then the opportunity became to the manager of Flintville Hatchery since 2016.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, well, like we said earlier, this place is pretty awesome. It's cool to see the trout and the raceways and what's going on in the hatchery building there. And let's just jump into that real fast. So tell us a little bit about production here, Steven. What's going on on this facility or in this facility, and some of the opportunities. We'll get to some of the other opportunities around this property as well. But tell us what's going on here.
Sure. We're at the oldest operating hatchery in the state. It's one of the 4 cold water facilities Tennessee has. So we're providing around 120, 130,000 adult stockers for the seasonal fisheries programs for the winters that we're discussing today, as well as the spring schedules. You'll see we've got fry in the hatchery building that has just hatched, fry. We've got fingerlings going. It's about a year process from the time we hatch them to get to stock them. So the fish you're seeing today inside are allocated for next year and the spring after that. And then you're going to see the adults that we have that are ready to stock starting next week. We'll start transferring to other facilities for logistics.
So there's really no downtime, is there?
That's right. Not at a hatchery.
Year-round
by
deal.
any means. Every day, weekends, holidays, somebody's here feeding, cleaning, just overall check.
You know what the good thing is? We were talking earlier, and Steven told me his wife really likes it here.
That's right.
And that's a really good thing. Because, man, if she didn't, it'd be tough.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, one of the great things about some of the positions within the agency, there's residencies on the property.
Yeah.
You got to be here watching over these fish, and
I mean, if you didn't have that, there'd just be no way you could keep an eye on this place 24/7 like you have to do.
That's true. That's a good point.
yeah. Well,
and I saw you've got a generator up there near the.
We do.
building,
We do a
don't you?
backup
So-
power supply for a new oxygen system we put
Okay.
in.
Yeah.
So we was having some water chemistry issues with high nitrogen,
Yeah.
and it was causing low dissolved oxygen levels. So we was able to utilize some of this new technology to alleviate those issues, stripping nitrogen molecules out. We're able to infuse the oxygen, bring our DOs up to the levels that we need. So that's our backup system. Make sure that's operating 365 as well.
Yeah, it's just, there's just so much to keep going here. Plus, like you said, you get a power outage for a few hours can really do damage.
That's
here,
right.
Can it?
That's right. Especially this time of year, when we're at full capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Connor, let's switch gears here. So after Steven's done growing these fish out, you're organizing and getting these fish to some of the streams across the state, and in particular you're working in Region 3. But tell us a bit about what the winter trout program looks like and what it's all about.
Yeah, the winter trout program is a really good opportunity for families, as well as folks that live in areas that you might not traditionally think as trout fisheries. That's kind of the big goal with the winter trout program, is to bring fish to areas that don't have as many tailwaters or seasonally stocked or wild trout streams. So that's kind of the idea there, is we're putting trout in places that in the summer it'd be too warm for them to survive, because trout are a cold water fish. But this time of year in the winter, the water's cold enough, there's enough dissolved oxygen that they'll do well. And so we've got 42 winter trout stocking locations across the state, where we're going to stock roughly 75,000 rainbow trout over the course of. We'll be starting the week before Thanksgiving, and then I think the last winter trout stockings wrap up towards the end of February.
Okay.
So that's a good period of time, but fishing doesn't stop there, right? I mean, these fish will be there for a little while if people don't catch them all, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, we want folks to go out and catch these fish and harvest them, but just because we're not, just because we didn't stock the week before or the day before doesn't mean there aren't fish there.
Right.
I mean, growing up in Chattanooga, I would fish Lake Junior pretty commonly, and even in April, I would go out to Lake Junior and catch a bunch of trout. So don't think that you can't do it later in the year as well. And then we get reports at some of our other locations, like Cane Creek Park in Cookeville. People will catch the stray trout in May or even June. So.
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, no catch and release, like you were saying. Just take them home and make a meal. Yeah, feed the family.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about that. It's 7 fish a day per person, no length limit, so take them home and enjoy them. But what are we typically looking at as far as the size of fish and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so typically, the majority of these fish are going to be kind of in the 8 to 12 inch range. That's typically what you're going to encounter. But we've also got some bigger fish that we'll mix in as well. Fish that are 16 to 20 to even larger.
Wow.
20 inches. You might get a 4 or 5 pounder in there as well.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And then there's a special fish, right, that they're sprinkling in the mix too. Tell folks about that.
Yeah. Some locations will also get palomino trout, which is it's a kind of a genetic mutation of a rainbow trout. It just produces a really pale fish.
Huh.
And some of them look a little orange to me. I was going to say it's a Tennessee fish, like go big orange, right?
Yeah. Yep.
No, I've seen some out of the water, folks holding them that have caught them, and they're pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
They do have some white and lighter color, but then there's some of those darker, oranger colors to it as well. But I think that would be a fun catch for sure.
And those fish are typically stocked at a really nice size. So if you hook into a palomino, it'll be a really nice fish.
Well, I saw them in the facility there. They were swimming in the tanks. So, yeah, I think they'd put up a pretty good fight. It'd be a fun one. So you mentioned the stocking locations. It's all across the state, but there are fewer in East Tennessee because wild natural trout, they're there already. Folks can fish for trout all year long, pretty much in Region 3 and 4 most of the time, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a question that we get is, folks in Region 3 and 4, they'll look at the schedule and say, why aren't there as many winter trout stockings in our neck of the woods? And yeah, it's kind of the reason is that, there's other opportunities. You've got, tailwaters that have relatively consistent water temperatures in the winter. You can fish those. And then there's just more of those seasonally stocked streams.
Yeah.
So you've got 5 locations in Region 4, 6 in Region 3, and then the majority of the sites are in Region 1 and 2 with 14 and 17. So quite a few opportunities on this side of the state to catch some trout this winter. That's very cool. Tell the folks a little bit about the new locations. If you're a frequent flyer with this program and you've fished a lot of different spots, these new spots may be of interest to you.
Yeah, something I didn't mention earlier is these are kind of typically like urban areas where we're stocking these fish.
Okay.
They'll be you municipal ponds, state park lakes, streams, kind of more in urban areas. Those
Easy access.
Yeah, easy access. Public access as well. So those are kind of the locations that we're looking at. But we've got 3 new locations. The first one being Grundy Lake number 4. This will actually be the second year that we've stocked Grundy Lake number 4, but that's in South Cumberland Mountain State Park in Grundy County. But yeah, that'll be the second year we've done that one. It's a really nice, small lake up there near Tracy City.
It's a pretty area, yeah.
And then the next new one that we've got is Covington First Baptist Church. That's in Covington, Tennessee, Tipton County. That's a pond with a nice paved walking trail there in West Tennessee. And then the third new one for this season is Mossy Creek in Jefferson City, and that's a stream. So a lot of our winter trout stockings are in small lakes or ponds, but this is another stream opportunity, and that's near. They'll have a few stocking locations near Carson Newman University.
Oh, neat.
Very cool.
And they've got a greenway that I think they're working on developing there in Jefferson City, along with that trout stocking.
Awesome.
I see one of the family fishing lakes here in Region 2, also Marrowbone Lake.
Yeah.
I've fished that before, and I'd kind of forgotten that trout get put in there occasionally. So that's a neat spot. And Cedar Hill Park in Madison, just north of Nashville proper, is a great place.
Yeah, those stand out to us because we live here in the area.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of great opportunities. I was just noticing in Wilson County, Don Fox Park, that's a great place for families, and that one's stocked as well. So I'll have to maybe take the kids out there.
Yeah,
and
that's
try
right.
to catch a few. That would be fun. So to find the schedule, just want to make sure people know to go to tmwildlife.org under our fishing section. The schedule is there. There's multiple schedules there. The normal trout stockings, warm water stockings, but the winter trout button or icon is there. Click on that. You'll see all these locations and the dates. The times aren't there, but there are the dates. So tell folks how the schedule works so they'll know what to look for.
Right. So the winter schedule is a little bit different than some of our other schedules. We'll actually post the day that we intend to stock, so you can plan your trip around that. I will say that things come up, whether that's inclement weather or issues at the hatchery, so they may get postponed, but we try to follow that schedule as best as we can. So you can go on there, and that schedule is going to be broken up by region and then month, and so you can kind of go sequentially through the year and check out what locations are getting stocked near you.
Yeah.
And the other really cool thing about that schedule is if you click on the stocking location, it'll pull up a map of the state, and it'll zoom in on that location, so you can kind of figure out where's the access, where can I park, and that sort of stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, that's handy.
Yeah, and what's great about a lot of these is there is plenty of access and parking, and makes it easy, especially for the families to get out and enjoy this, for sure. You talk about transporting those fish and those delivery days. Steven, tell us what goes into getting these fish where they need to be. I know it's not easy, is it?
Sure. No, it can be a task. a lot of cross-facility cooperation and excellent planning. It, provides the opportunities, but there's multiple hatcheries that help. Flintville may provide over half the fish, but I know there's at least 3 to 4 hatcheries that are helping us get those stocked.
Yeah.
A lot of these fish for this winter program are going to West Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So to have that as a day drive for Flintville is just unrealistic. So we're fortunate enough to be able to work with a warm water hatchery, Humboldt, and give them their allocation of 14,000 trout and let them handle the western part of the state for us while we focus on Middle Tennessee and Region 3 towards East Tennessee. Flintville, like I say, we provide over 50% for the winter stock. We'll go 36 counties across the state just from right here at Flintville. So it's definitely a team effort, agency-wide.
That's great.
Tell me a little bit about what, say, Humboldt has to do in their operations to get the water cool enough. Is it tough for them to keep those fish alive before they start moving them around? Or
so we have to plan it and wait for the temps to drop so they have the cool water available.
Gotcha.
They have a 2 side-by-side raceways so they can hold a few trout. So like they won't get them until next week, the week before Thanksgiving. We try to get them, the weather permitting and temperature permitting. We'll get those. They'll bring some trucks and trailers and equipment and transport some, and then we'll use both the Flintville's trucks and haul the rest to make that happen before the actual stocking starts, first week of December for us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and we've kind of teased it a little bit. I mean, we are shooting this show right before Thanksgiving. So the schedule's out. Go check it out. Fish may be moving right now, so it depends on when you're listening. So go check the schedule and find a spot near you. It's going to be getting hot and heavy here, and there'll be more stockings in December. That's when they really heat up, right?
Yep. 4 or 5 days a week there, first couple weeks of December. It's intense.
It's important to watch those schedules too, because if, like you said, weather hits, ice, snow, we work in a lot of different elements, and sometimes it's just more than we can get the truck there and get the delivery made. So it might be delayed, or it might be a different day. So just keep an eye on that.
That's a good point to bring up. If the weather's really cold and icy, it might be a good idea to check that schedule again, because we'll also we'll post those rescheduled dates. So if something does get postponed, we'll make a note of that. And then you can also check, we've got a trout stocking report on the website as well, and that gets updated twice a week.
Okay.
So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can check and confirm that whatever location you're hoping to fish was stocked that week.
Awesome.
Or when it was last stocked.
Right. Okay. One thing that we haven't touched on, and I want to make sure we do, is the licenses that are required. You've made a nice list here, Connor. I appreciate you pulling those notes out, because it's important. So just real quick, residents 12 and under don't need a license. If your age is 13 to 15, you need that $9 junior hunt fish trap. There's also a one-day all species for folks over the age of 15. That's $11. There's the annual trout supplemental. That's needed if you have the hunt fish combo and county resident license, or a one-day fishing no trout. So you'd have to have that supplemental in that case. But if you're an annual sportsman's holder, lifetime sportsman's holder, senior citizen, and that kind of thing, you're good to go. There's no supplemental needed. So options there if you're a resident. That's your options. And then the non-resident options are there as well. So if you're coming from out of state and want to enjoy this opportunity, I won't go through all those different types, but plenty of opportunity for folks coming from different areas. And looking back over recent shows or thinking about the TARP program, it's amazing how many people come from out of state. Chase fish in Tennessee. It's a destination for not only trout and even warm water, but I'm sure they come chasing winter trout too, maybe in some cases.
Sure.
Yeah, I know, like Camp Jordan in Chattanooga is right there on the Georgia line. So we get a lot of folks coming from Georgia up to fish in that Chattanooga area.
Nice,
so I'm sure that happens in others.
A lot of relatives come in town for the holidays too. Yeah. Hey, it's a nice day. I might try to go fishing a little bit. Yeah, keep that as a possibility.
Definitely. Talk a little bit about the hatchery here, Steven. Once these fish are grown and then these raceways, sometimes it can be a struggle to keep them alive. We got predators running around here. Tell us a little bit about what goes on there.
Can't have a fish hatchery without predation. We fight blue herons mostly. You'll notice the netting and coverings over them to try to divert those opportunities.
Yeah.
We have otters every so often, not too bad, but we do a pretty well job of keeping them protected.
Well, I see you got the electric fence running around here.
Yeah, that helped with the otters, no doubt.
It keeps them out of the raceway.
Absolutely.
They can clean you out in a hurry, can't they?
They can.
Oh, man.
They can. The blue herons can do damage, especially on your smaller fish.
Oh, I bet.
One big gulp, they might get 5 or 6 fish at a time.
Wow. Well, and you said that sometimes you can see an eagle flying over every now and again.
We do, especially during the winter months.
Mm-hmm.
They like to come out and hang out and come to the buffet. we got 2, I know. We got a pair that visit us pretty often.
Well, that's part of it, I guess. That's part of growing fish and
yep.
Even farmers deal with it with crops, and you guys are dealing with it, when
Sure.
it comes to raising these guys and raising these fish, and it's just part of it. But it's kind of cool to know there's some eagles flying around and get to see that. You got a great place to work here. It's I couldn't think of a better office.
Yeah.
But before we run out of time, I thought maybe we could touch on some hunting as well. There's a lot of opportunities here for deer hunting on this property.
There
right?
is. The hatchery, we're right in the center of a wildlife management area. It's a little over 700 acres, smaller in the grand scheme of things, but definitely good opportunities. It's mostly mature forest. We've worked with Wildlife Division and Forestry in the past 5-6 years. I implemented some clear cuts to get some early successional habitat, some good bedding cover, and some thickets. We try to do some food plots when we can, when we have time. It's the same as statewide season here at Flintville WMA. The only thing to watch is for whitetail. It's archery only year round. So if you're a bow hunter, it may be good to check out
Yeah.
for late season while others are rifle hunting.
Uh-huh.
That's
Small game hunting as well. It's
Okay.
popular. Yep.
So you're managing all the hunting and hunting opportunities as well, or is there another manager that helps with that?
Yeah, it's me. I try to work with wildlife too, when I can. Fisheries priority, of course. But
Right.
we try to implement some things and assist where feasible.
I think that's awesome.
Like we said, 24/7.
That's right.
Yeah, fisheries is your main deal and your main focus, but you're also thinking about the hunter and the other
Yeah,
opportunities. And, like you said, working with our wildlife folks to cut those areas for different types of habitat, and it does make for a great opportunity.
Be sure we're utilizing the resource that's here,
Yeah.
And Connor, you said you grew up coming out here to hunt some.
Yeah, growing up in Signal Mountain's probably an hour and a half away. But yeah, the first time I was here was probably in high school, bow hunting with my dad and my brother.
Okay.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, guys, I really appreciate y'all having us today and the chance to discover some of the things that are going on here and the winter trout program. Remind folks out there, tnwildlife.org is where you find that schedule. Under fish, click the winter trout button and you'll see that schedule. And remember, it could change depending on weather and things like that, but just keep an eye on it and go enjoy this resource. 7 fish a day, no length limit, and great little time for the family to get out.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Don, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate your help on the show today, and guys, thank y'all for having us here, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, glad to be here.
This is Tennessee WildCast. Thank y'all for tuning in, watching, and listening, and we'll see you next time.
Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org. And follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram. You can invest in Tennessee's wildlife future by purchasing a license at GoOutdoorsTennessee.com. That's GoOutdoorsTennessee.com.